So, we all thought this Fia drama was over after they were confirmed cheating in the OWC World Cup, but no, it goes even deeper. Can you even call this Fia drama anymore? Because Fia isn't even a real person, just a persona created by a Chinese player called Fushimi Rio. You can't make this shit up. If you want a recap on what happened before all of this news was released, then go watch my other video I made summarizing the Fia and Chikoni drama that happened 5 days prior towards this. This video is going to go through the document. Yes, the 44-page, 7,000 word document. This shit is longer than any of my university essays. What the fuck? Give whoever wrote this a Harvard scholarship for real. There's so much to process here. Anywho, this document shows behind the scenes on what happened during the match between China and Russia and how Fushimi used his persona to try and get away with cheating. But first, let's give some background on who these players are. In 2011, the account Fia, or known as Pink Heart, was created. The first tourney Fia made an appearance in was a tournament abbreviated as MP5, where the performance was okay, but later on Fia started to show strong performances throughout their career. An example is in one of the biggest OWC tournaments, the Perennial, where Fia was able to match some of the top players in that tournament, becoming well known to be one of China's top players. Although well known, no one really knows who this Fia person was. Fia didn't have any social media except a Twitter account shared by Fushimi and a QQ account, which is China's equivalent of Discord. Although Fia would stay mute during voice chats and was rarely online. The only time where someone can talk to Fia was through Fushimi. It seemed like he was the only person that had contact with Fia. Rumors are spread around the Chinese community about them being the same person because they had so many similarities. Both only mouse players, they both map in a similar style, as well as having the same preference of choosing the hidden mod and having the same setup, which is on a Surface Pro. But the rumors were debunked, where in 5-Digit World Cup in 2021, we can see Fia and Fushimi playing alongside each other. Just let her play Hidden one more time today, and it should be fine. The first suspicious behavior from Fushimi was that he was pushing the team to let Fia play Hidden 1. It was very clear this player was replay submitted due to the giant brain lag at the beginning during their match between Romania, so it was suspicious to say the least because he knows Fia will play well due to those cheats. Fushimi remained fairly inactive in the Chinese group chat before and during the match, which was uncharacteristic to his usual behavior. After the match with China winning 6-4 against Russia, Fushimi remained silent until someone brought up some suspicious evidence against Fia and Fushimi cheating in the 5-Digit World Cup. He responded immediately. It didn't matter if they were playing at the same time. Their cursor movements looked very similar, as well with his cursor teleporting at the beginning of the match multiple times. That basically screams replay bot. He defended himself from the claims, bringing up his bad laptop, causing his cursor to teleport when he alt tabs. Maybe you shouldn't complain about your shitty laptop if you spend 14k on tapestries. Fushimi spent the night comforting Fia after all the drama that happened with Chikoni. Later that night, Dada's thread on OWC report was posted, and Fushimi was gone against Dada's thread, saying that the examples provided can be replicated, except the brain lag moment. For Dada's block 1 point, this can be explained with touchscreen. So Dada's first point was showing examples on how Fia's cursor was always in the same position every time a match started. He then explains the reason why the cursor teleports in the first place and how to replicate it, but to be honest, I don't really understand what Fushimi was on about. Shortly after, another thread was created about Fia's replay stealing. This post shows an example of Fia replay submitting during a tournament. You can see the cursor movement as well as the tapping being identical to each other. This was the concrete evidence that proved Fia was cheating. Fushimi changed his perspective on the situation. Instead of defending Fia, he now agrees that Fia was replay submitting in the end and showing empathy for Team China. But his main concern was receiving hate from Twitter, as users didn't notice that this was a supposed shared account. Man, I really need to think about how I'm going to tackle this from now on. A bunch of people on Twitter still think we're the same person. I'm concerned about whether I can keep posting daily tapestries. Later, after that post, Fia's account was banned. In response, Fushimi quickly changed the shared Twitter account description to state that Fia is banned from the Twitter account, showing full ownership of the account. He did claim Fia gave permission for him to follow through with this change, which is weird. It was like he was waiting for Fia to get banned so he could change the account. By seemingly cutting ties with her, this seems like an attempt to protect himself from the blame and shift it towards Fia. In return, his account will gain attraction from the drama. I mean, the guy posts really nice tapestries. Fushimi starts blaming himself for forcing Fia to play competitively, even though their interest lies in mapping, as well as encouraging Fia to post their offline scores to Bansho through replay submitting. Well, there's a lot here about Fushimi's ramblings with Fia. I'm not gonna read through all of this. It feels like Fushimi created a story to give a reason why someone would cheat in the first place. It makes the situation seem convenient, like the only motivation to cheat was to impress their friend or to make them happy. Well, actually, I don't think it's a bad idea to still ask her for live play. Well, there still hasn't been a live play, even though it was promised. What the fuck, man? A live play still wouldn't prove that Fia and Fushimi are different people, because Fushimi could have just played for Fia, but it is most likely that this live play will never come out, nor the name Fia will ever appear again. There still might be a slight chance that this document's wrong and Fia is a real person, but it doesn't seem like it. There's probably more to the story. Maybe Fia was a real person that gave their account away to Fushimi. But for now, it seems like some schizophrenic making up some split personality 11 years ago to do something. I don't know. There wasn't really a gain from this anyway. It just made Team China and the OWC World Cup look really bad to spectators, as well as ruined the legacy of maps created under the Fia and Fushimi account. Well, that's the end of the Fia situation. Well, so far. I mean, I hope I'm not foreshadowing anything. Cringe person attempting to manifest his dream fantasy, creating his ideal female OWC girlfriend player.
Do you want to fuck though, or do you just want to watch me play OWC? Okay.